The global financial system just entered an absolute state of war, and the mainstream media is completely panicked over the fallout. Donald Trump has officially drawn a line in the sand against the growing global movement to dethrone the United States dollar. In an explosive, late-night statement that sent shockwaves through international central banks, Trump issued a brutal, public ultimatum directly targeting the BRICS alliance. He declared that any country attempting to move away from the dollar or back a rival currency will face a devastating, permanent 100% tariff. The room went dead silent on Wall Street as economists realized the scale of this economic threat. Trump did not mince words, stating point-blank on social media, "The idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over." He followed up with an aggressive demand for a total, written commitment from the entire nine-nation bloc, warning that if they create a new common currency or back any alternative to replace the greenback, they will instantly lose access to the American economy. His exact words were a blunt eviction notice from global trade. They can say hello to tariffs and goodbye to selling into the wonderful U.S. economy. To understand why Trump is launching this hyper-aggressive economic crusade, you have to look at the hidden architecture of global power, the petrodollar system. For over 50 years, a secret arrangement has ensured that major global commodities, especially oil and gas, are bought and sold exclusively using U.S. dollars. This system forces every nation on Earth to hoard massive reserves of American currency just to keep their economies running, allowing Washington to fund its massive national debt and enforce punishing global sanctions. But the BRICS bloc, which includes economic titans like China and India, alongside major oil producers like Iran and the United Arab Emirates, has been actively building a parallel system to bypass the dollar entirely. This de-dollarization campaign has reached a boiling point. Russia has aggressively pushed for an alternative payment network to completely dodge Western banking blockades, while China has been rapidly settling multi-billion-dollar energy trades using the yuan. For a president whose entire America First doctrine relies on the supremacy of U.S. financial hegemony, this shifting global landscape is an absolute red line. Trump's 100% tariff threat is designed to weaponize America's massive consumer market, essentially telling foreign leaders that if they want to stop using his currency, they will be completely barred from selling their goods to American consumers. The international backlash to Trump's ultimatum was instant and chaotic. Independent financial institutions and policy groups immediately sounded the alarm, warning that a blanket 100% tariff on the BRICS nations would backfire spectacularly on the domestic economy. Analytical models projected that a trade war of this magnitude would slash hundreds of billions of dollars from U.S. gross domestic product, while sending inflation skyrocketing for everyday American citizens. Critics are calling the move a dangerous gamble, arguing that aggressively taxing vital imported goods like pharmaceuticals, electronics, and textiles will hammer American supply chains far worse than it hurts the foreign adversaries. However, the threat has already cracked open massive divisions within the BRICS alliance itself. While nations like Russia and China are locked into an economic decoupling from Washington, other key members are scrambling to avoid a catastrophic trade war. India, a founding member of the bloc with deep commercial ties to the United States, immediately moved to protect its export market. Indian officials publicly clarified that they have already rejected the idea of a shared BRICS currency, preferring to keep their transactions anchored to traditional financial systems. Trump's maximum pressure strategy is deliberately exposing these fractures, forcing developing nations to choose between geopolitical solidarity and their own economic survival. This is the ultimate high-stakes chess match for the future of global wealth. Trump is betting everything on the belief that no foreign nation has the stomach to be completely cut off from the American consumer market, using 100% tariffs as a financial nuclear option to freeze the de-dollarization movement in its tracks. If his economic warfare succeeds, he preserves the undisputed dominance of the U.S. dollar for another generation. But if the BRICS nations refuse to back down and call his bluff, this aggressive border tax policy could accelerate the fracturing of the global economy into two completely separate, hostile financial systems. What do you think about Trump's brutal tariff ultimatum? Was he right to threaten a 100% tax on BRICS nations to aggressively defend the US dollar? Or is this trade war entirely too dangerous for the global economy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like, make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more raw, high-drama political breakdowns, and I will see you in the next video.